Coach Kent, you guys just get back from a trip to Arizona and Arizona State. You guys play fantastic basketball for 32, 33 minutes against a very, very talented Arizona team. And then the guys had everything ready to go and got out and got the victory against Arizona State. Talk about the team's evolution on the road.
I think in this conference, it is so difficult to play well, so really difficult to win on the road because you're in environments where the energy in the buildings, the fans, kids are comfortable, and it's a tough conference. To be able to do that, to go down and compete at Arizona and be in a position in the last 7 minutes with the ball and with the lead, and we didn't close out the game because, again, that crowd roared up on us and we didn't have timeouts to control that environment. However, then bouncing back at Arizona State and really controlling the game, controlling the environment, I think it's a sign of the character of our basketball team. These young men, they want to perform well, they want to win. I think they're buying in that losing is not acceptable here anymore, and they put tremendous effort forward in trying to win these games. And in doing that, it has made them mentally as well as physically tougher as well too.
Just watching you guys did a fantastic job at getting switches offensively and getting mismatches for Josh, Ike, perimeter players. Is that just getting comfortable as you get farther into the season?
I think in the Arizona State game, they had a small team on the floor, so it's more of recognizing where the weaknesses are, where you can go and get points, particularly in the half court when people keep you from running. And when you look at players like Ike and Malachi, the more we can defend teams and get them to miss, the more opportunities it is for us to get out and run in transition. And when we can get out and run, we now can generate some easy baskets for us, and it doesn't put so much pressure on us in the half court having to score against bigger teams, talented teams, athletic teams, defensive teams. So the key for us is on the defensive end, and that creates the mismatches because now you have to get back and stop a player of Ike's caliber flying to the hole. You have to find us in transition, find those shooters, and with guys with the ability to put it on the floor, it makes it difficult for teams to defend us when we can get out and run.
Last year, your only victory in conference play was against UCLA. Obviously, they didn't have TJ Lee for Lonzo Ball, but this is a very high-powered and efficient offense, and you guys like to run too. So, where do you go when you have a team like UCLA that is so fantastic at running the break and scoring and having a point guard in Lonzo Ball?
They are so different than what they were last year. They score like an NBA team scores. So there's got to be some things you try to take away and to limit their scoring as best as you can. You are not going to shut that team down. So therefore, regardless of what you do defensively, maybe to take some points away, you've got to be able to put points on the board because they're going to score and get their numbers. You don't want them to get great numbers, but at the same time, we've got to be confident enough that when we get an opportunity to score it, we got to shoot at a very high percentage.
Any more questions? There's no one on the phone.
Seems from what I've seen, the student body is very excited about this game Wednesday night with UCLA coming into town. The team's obviously playing well. Do you guys feel like you're at a point where you can start getting the student body excited and getting them out to the games?
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, with the game that Charles Callison had against Colorado, I thought the students were fantastic, both Utah and Colorado. To see us compete on the road and how hard we play. If my right team shows up, what I mean by that is if we show up with our mental in place, our energy, our defensive focus, and all of those things, we are an exciting team to see because there's a lot of pieces out there. Connor can score, Josh can score, we can get out and run, we can do some things that I think entertains students. So I'm hoping that they find their way into Beasley and do their part because their part of it is extremely important too because they can give us a lot of energy to play on the defensive end of the floor, particularly with UCLA and USC both having a week's rest. And we're just coming off of a game, literally 3 days ago and having to play again. That's a very short window to turn around in to play a team the caliber of a UCLA. But at the same time, we feel like we're game ready. It's not a matter of practice. It's just a matter of rest, preparation, and play. And with those students in there, they can give us an opportunity to play at another level.
Last thing before you get out of here, Coach. Ike Arabu, what has been the difference since non-conference play? It seems like he's more comfortable, more patient with the basketball. He had a fantastic stat line, 22, 10, and 7 against Arizona State. But he's really doing it all. Offensively, defensively, setting up players. Talk about Ike's maturation. I know he's a senior, but...
I think, again, what people don't understand about Ike is what we've asked him to do requires a great deal of discipline, requires a remarkable deal of strength, athleticism, and energy to play at, to guard the best player on the other team on the perimeter, to speed when you don't have the ball, be the runner that gets out and goes and scores. When you do have the ball, speed up the offense so we can get out in transition. Play the back line on our zone, rebound the basketball, get on the floor after lose ball. He does so much, and I think what you're seeing in him is figuring out when to go, when to slow, pick and choose his moments in a system that requires him to be so many different people. He is the one guy that has to play multiple positions on offense and guard multiple people on defense, and he does it well. And I think the thing that you're seeing is the comfort zone he has hit in understanding how to do that now. That is very, very difficult to do what he's doing, and that's why I've talked to people about this all the time. Ike Arabu means everything to this team. He's kind of the heart and soul of the team because he brings the energy and he can play so many different positions, and he's the guy that we follow. When he goes, we go. And I think people are starting to see that and understand that. Our players certainly know it.